one of Cam's favorite songs is Get Down on It.
Oh, that's cute.
You want to get down? Get your back up off the wall. And I mean, it's like, you were nowhere near this time frame. I was nowhere near this time frame. But for the simple fact that you understand it's joyful. You feel joy from this. So yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
No, music's freaking awesome.
If he goes into music somehow, that's an influence right there. Not a nonsenser, an actual influencer.
Yeah, like yeah, do not become one. Do not. No. Welcome home. How about that? Welcome home.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome home.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, I am so tired. Can I just say that? It is so, I love the idea of vacations and taking trips and doing things with my kids.
Yeah.
But I'm exhausted. So I'm going to do the rundown real quick. Okay. So I don't know if you noticed, but my leg is worse than it was when I left.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Because
I fell, and the next word I use is very important. Okay. I fell at the pyramids. I did not fall off the pyramids. I did not fall down the pyramids. I fell at the pyramids.
As long as you're making memories.
In Teotihuacan. I can say the word. But nothing there is paved, and I was looking around because, this is what I do, and So I fell, and it was bad. I have road rash this time. I mean, like, this was an even worse fall. And my poor sister, bless her heart. I love my sister so much. But she stayed with me, and I'm telling the tour guide, I'm like, keep going with the rest of this tour because I don't want everyone staring at me. But they also paid for a tour. So they go on, and he said, okay, the driver's going to meet you at the parking lot. But the parking lot's still probably at least a quarter of a mile away. But here's what I'll say about Mexico. And anybody who hasn't been there or only has the experience with the political Mexico that we have here in the States, that's all I'm going to say about it. The people in Mexico were so nice.
Good stuff.
They were some of the nicest people. So we got back to that van. On the way, I had several different people stop and help us along because it was killing me to walk at that point, and I'm like dripping blood everywhere. And there were a lot of steps out there. And so there were two guys that practically carried me up these steps and sit down in the shade and do you want water? And I mean, like, so, and then we got back to the van and our driver, okay, so our tour guide's name was Bruno, which I love. And then our driver's name was Kevin. Kevin spoke very little English.
Come on now.
So there was a lot of charades going on.
Yeah.
But he started driving like off property with Claire and I in the van, my sister. And I was like, no, this is a legit company. I'm not sure what's happening, but I'm okay.
This is how the movies start. I've seen this on.
I've seen this movie.
I've seen this. Liam Neeson's about to pop out somewhere.
Where's Batman? But he drove us to a pharmacia.
Okay.
And the first one, and he went in and like he paid for everything. He would not accept a dime back. And then we went to the next one and because they didn't have everything he thought I needed. So I went to a second one and so in the end we had like antiseptic spray and hydrogen peroxide and Band-Aids and I mean all kinds of stuff, right?
Okay.
And we get back and now the tour group is coming back to the van, right? Like he was on time somehow to pick them up too. This guy is amazing. Kevin. And he sat there and like this was the worst part for me, but it was still so good of him. But he picked all the gravel out of my leg. I had road rash. I mean, like this was not a pretty fall. I should have just said I fell down the pyramids because it looked that way. Anyway, but he doctored it all up. He made it feel better. I was just like, oh my gosh, like it was so out of his way to do this. So that was really cool. But everyone we met was just very helpful and I mean, just really nice.
Okay.
And a lot of times communication became charades because I know basic Texas/Sesame Street Spanish. Like a little bit of high school.
Gracias.
Uno más.
De nada.
Yeah, exactly. Cuánto.
Yeah.
And then they answer me and I'm like, I don't know what that means.
Comida.
It's like, what's
It's, it's fun.
I'm really grateful for that most menus have pictures. 'Cause I'm just like pointing at the picture.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to say this.
Yeah.
But everybody was just so nice. I mean, it was really cool. And so yeah, the pyramids, and then we went to see the Harry Styles, and I got well, hold on, because I brought them out. You've already seen the hat, but yes, I've got now the official Respect Your Mother hat.
It's official.
And
it's official.
Rachel, my daughter, even got me the Respect Your Mother bag.
Oh, there we go.
Tote bag.
There we go.
This came from a bootlegger on the street.
Oh, look. Hey, always supporting small business.
Everybody needs to respect their mother. So that was fun. And we realized, like, we were trying so hard not to just be the Americans in another country, because we really were trying hard to speak Spanish and what we knew. But my sister went downstairs because there was decaf coffee in our room.
Okay.
She was like, "I'm gonna go down and see if I can figure out how to get some some with caffeine in it, some caffeinated coffee." And she came back up and she had like lots of bottles of water.
it's so nice, so
and
a little outside the
towels.
order. Okay.
And so I was like, what's up with the coffee? She's like, well, they gave me another package, but it was still decaffeinated. But she said, I just felt like, the people, the concierge was like, what is wrong with Americans? And then right when she was saying that, I was looking at the little coffee space, the little coffee bar where they have everything. And I realized, I was like, oh, this isn't a Keurig. I was like, oh, that's what's wrong with Americans.
Okay. Ding, 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 ding.
I don't know how to use this.
Ding, ding. Not user error. No, that's only here in Texas. Yeah,
it's a Keurig thing. They have them in Cleveland. So we get back from Mexico, right? And I'm tired already. No one got sick. That was good.
That's a plus.
Yay. Had a great time. Like I said, the Harry Styles concert was amazing. I haven't been a big fan, but it was so cool. Apparently there's like this community that travels, and I think it started with Taylor Swift, but it carried on through Harry Styles. And so all these girls that were there, which was mostly girls, so I'll just say it, all these girls, they were trading bracelets and like little stickers and all kinds of just little trinkets. And some of the girls we saw, they're carrying around like tote bags full of this stuff, and they're just giving it to people. And Hayden, I didn't even know this, but I see her trading like a bracelet. I was like, did you bring stuff for this? She's like, yeah, that's what you do. You trade. And I was like, oh, okay. That's
okay.
But it was neat to see her because, again, the language thing.
There is.
Somehow they're all figuring out, you want this bracelet? Okay, you take the. They're good. And it was cool because these are teenage girls from all over.
It's universal. It brings people together.
Harry Styles brings people together. I'll say that.
Brings people together. Yeah.
So that was really neat to see them doing that with these kids from a totally different land, so to speak. I mean, different. So that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that a lot. So yes, we had a great time in Mexico, and then I'm trying to think if anything major happened. I think that was the the falling at the pyramids was my biggest thing. Not the most fun part, but So then we get back. I'm back for 2 days, and Rachel and I turn around, go to Cleveland.
Yeah.
And to see the Foo Fighters, which again was an awesome show.
Yeah.
Like their set was 3 hours long. When I tell you, he is 57 years old.
Yeah, not a young man.
For 3 hours straight at 100%. It was ridiculous. And I was like, how do you do this? So they've been doing this for like 31 years.
Like, it's I'm not gonna say it's nothing because I've never done that, so I'm not gonna say it's nothing, but it's talking about second nature, almost like just another muscle.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, I know that's
muscle.
his life. But he has a family. It's almost the double life, the dual life, because they all are married with children, and I think most of them are. Their drummer is really young. They have a new drummer.
Okay.
Since Taylor Hawkins passed.
Yeah.
And he is really young, so I would expect that from him, but not from these older guys.
Well, like we were talking about before, you have to. People are real. like being an artist, that's a job. That's a job. And if you can not bring your job home with you, that's probably a huge plus. But again,
I think too, on the other side of it, you have to know what your spouse is doing. I mean, they're going to be on the road for months, sometimes at a time. You just go with it. You have to be a special person to be able to do the other end of that too. And so, what was I about to say about all of that? So we started the day, we went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Which was literally walking across the street to get to the stadium where they were.
Nice.
So I get the bright idea. I'm like, we'll just go there and then we'll walk across to the show, make it an all-day thing. That's
simple.
A lot of walking in one day. That is a lot of walking in one day. And we didn't realize that coming back. Well, hold on. Let me back up a little bit. So we did the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which if you have not been there, go. It is the coolest place.
Okay.
It is so neat. I don't even know how to explain how much fun we had there.
Okay.
I mean, everything from they had a whole section just on Saturday Night Live and all the music, the people have performed musically.
Yeah.
But the clips they've done about music, like the cowbell. And things like that. Yes. I mean, it was so great. So they had that whole thing, but then they just kind of go through the years of music and they divide it up into genres of music. I mean, just looking at everything took us an hour, 2 hours probably.
That sounds awesome.
And that's just on one floor. So then you go to another floor and they have recording studios, which if we had had more time and knowledge of how all this worked, but families were in there and everyone's playing different instruments and stuff, and they engineer it together so you make a song.
Get out.
It was really neat, and we were like, that's cool. And then of course they had all the, what am I trying? They're not trophies, but they had the plaques of all the inductees over the years. That was really neat. I guess on the top floor is a theater, and they were showing the wall. We didn't get that far. I was like, do you want to see the wall? I've seen it. And Rachel wasn't terribly interested. So we didn't make it up. But we go through the gift shop, which is at the end, which they always are.
Yeah.
It's very smart. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to get, I was like, well, and it struck me, we're going to have to take these to the show with us. Okay, so now it's a matter of oh, okay, what are they going to let us bring in?
Exactly.
How is this going to work? And really, the only problem we had was that the bag at the Hall of Fame they gave us was one of those kind of nicer cloth bags.
Okay.
They wouldn't let us bring that in because it wasn't see-through.
It wasn't, yeah.
So we had bought a lot of just kind of things we kind of stuck in our pockets. I got Hayden some guitar picks and
cool.
little things like that,
Yeah.
some magnets, stuff like that. And then I got one t-shirt. Oh, I should have brought it on. It's a picture of, it's a circle.
Okay.
And it has a hole in the middle.
Okay.
And then it kind of has divots around it. But it's only about the size of a quarter, $50. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
That has to do with music.
I'm missing.
Okay. And it makes me feel older and older because I showed it to Rachel and I was like, do you know what this is? No clue. And I was like, oh my gosh. So it was the little thing you used to put into 45 records so that they'd fit on a regular turntable.
Oh,
do you know what I'm talking about now?
Yeah, now I know what you're talking
it's
about.
That weird little circle looking thing.
Yeah.
But then when I got home, I asked Doug and he wasn't quite sure what it was either. And I was like,
that because it kind of, there was a time for that. There was a time for that. That's what we're gonna say. So it's okay that Doug nor a lot of others may not know of this contraption.
I understand why my daughter didn't know what that was.
I'm just saying there was a time.
And I'm a little bit older than Doug, but I like to think not like a generation older.
Sometimes I tell Melissa even 4 or 5 years could.
And that's the thing. When I was talking to Doug, because he was like, it looks like one of the things you put into a pellet gun. I was like, no, I got this at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh.
That's not a pellet gun.
Oh, that's for music. Interesting.
But we figured out probably, truly just in that few year gap, 45s were already fading out, right? And people were going to, but that's when cassettes were coming into play,
See?
and then CDs and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And so I think it really, Doug was right at the beginning of that, and I was at the tail end of the vinyl
Yeah.
stuff. Even though vinyl now is making, but 45s aren't making a comeback, so still kids don't know what those are.
No.
So I bought my shirt, and I'm proud of it, and I'm going to wear it, and if people look at me funny, I'll tell them exactly what it is.
Here we go. So, hey, you can come and sit down.
I'll tell you all about
you
it.
guys come and sit down here.
I've got a
Let me tell
story
you about a time.
for you. Then I will officially become the grandparent figure.
The year was 1945. It's like,
If I could say that, I might feel better. But now I'm saying the year was 1985, which it's a really long time ago, but it's not.
it was a good year. It was a good year. I was brought to this planet in that
84
year. So
was a good. Oh, was it? Okay, you were a year after Van Halen, because 84 was a good year for that reason. It all goes back to music. So.
Good stuff. I love
So
it.
we had this shirt and we had all this stuff. So it was great. We loaded the pockets. And then as soon as we got in, back up a minute. So we walk across and we're bombarded by one man. I'm not even going to say it was a lot of people. One man with a megaphone, which makes it sound like lots of people,
Yeah.
telling us that we were all going straight to hell
Oh, love
for
it.
listening to rock and roll music.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's how that
And I'm
works.
like, okay, I've been to concerts where they were yelling that. Green Day, they seem to pick on Green Day a lot.
Yeah.
Because we've seen Green Day and we've encountered the same thing.
Yeah.
And he's yelling it and he's like, you're all going straight to hell. And then he said what really bothered me. He was like, just like Kurt Cobain and Taylor Hawkins.
Oh.
And I was like, did you just name drop your religious views? It was a really, I know there are people out there who probably agree with him. I'm not disagreeing, but because everyone's entitled to their own what they do. However, that was so disrespectful, in my opinion, to actually do.
Well, no, people
that rubbed me the wrong way,
and it should. It should. And I mean, so the thing about the whole music and religion thing, first and foremost, we're not. This isn't the dawn of time. All music is not going to be commissioned by the church. Okay, so I'll put. All music will not be commissioned by the church, and all churches are not to be trusted. So that is what I am very religious, and again, I do not trust all churches. And so people put all their trust in churches, and thinking that if the church did not commission that music, it's demonic, it's secular. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, you know what? That's gonna go back to like drinking alcohol and/or other types of things. It comes down to what you worship and/or what you put above God. So if you're listening to Harry Styles and you're like, I'm going to go out and be this type of individual in the world and screw everybody else. Okay. Yeah, that's bad. But if you listen and it puts you in a good mood and it takes you out of the bad mood that you were in, mm-hmm. I don't think that's a punishment there. I don't.
And then there was this whole, and this was really, really cool because actually Dave Grohl said something about this. And he was making this comment about how long they've been on the road.
Yeah.
And he said, so for all of you young listeners in our audience tonight, if you know the words, sing along. He said, if you don't know the words, look at your dad.
I love it. Yeah.
But he was right. There was a family of 4 in front of us, very obviously mom, dad, and their son and daughter. Yeah. There was a dad next to us with his daughter. And then Rachel and I, of course, were sitting there, and like it was all over. And I was like, it's a family thing to do. Now, I know if some people are on the other side of this, they're like, oh, you're just inducting your children into Satan's dominion. And I'm like, no, this is like a way that people have fun together and spend time with their family. Yeah. And again, you're right. You're right on when you said, if you're putting that above your God, then that becomes an issue.
That's what no matter what, that's what it's always going to come down to. And so for anybody that this may help, let that be your weapon. As long as you're not putting it above God, like screw what people are saying about the type of music that you listen to or however you live your life, or goodness, music is so refreshing. It's so refreshing. Music, back in the day, it didn't make sense on why people were saying, hey, Eminem saved their lives. It was like, okay, But when you
Oh
have
yeah.
people that were suicidal and they listen to a suicidal song by this man, they it saved them.
Yeah, for some reason.
For some reason, it saved
Mhm.
them, and yet you're still going to have. He was not the most liked individual. Like,
And I always think about like Ozzy Osbourne,
oh
who
my goodness, yeah.
okay, started out as the heathen of the rock and
Come
roll
on,
world.
yeah,
But then we started seeing him with his family
yeah,
and the things that he was doing later in life. And I have no doubt he changed a lot of people's lives along the
yep,
way. And I think a lot of them were probably positive changes.
yep.
Um, I will say, I think going to listen to like rock metal, whatever you want to call
Mm-hmm.
it, um, for some people that may not be the style of music they care
Mm-hmm.
for. They think it's too loud, it's too whatever. But for some of these young kids to go and thrash around in a mosh pit, they're getting that frustration,
Yeah,
anger out without a weapon. They're not taking it out on their neighbors or the anybody else. They're going into a pit with other people who want to be
Mm-hmm.
there, and they're getting it out. And I don't see anything wrong with that at all. In fact, I encourage not my own children, but other kids can
Yeah.
do that if they
It's-
want to.
No, I mean, so the thing that's wrong with it is that the adults aren't asking why. It's more of a judgment thing versus
Yeah.
I don't want to understand what this man's yelling. He's crazy. Why is he yelling? It's like, first and foremost, he used to be in a very bad place in life, and he's yelling about how he came out of that bad place in life, and hopefully it helps somebody. So but if you didn't ask me that, what you did, you came into my room and it turned the devil off.
But you're right.
You know,
Some of it is, and I will say, some of it's difficult to understand. But
Yeah.
if you actually go read the lyrics,
Yeah.
a lot of it is inspirational almost. This happened and do something different,
Yeah.
or it's commentary on things in our society right now
Right.
that are not okay.
Yeah.
And like they don't like what's going on in our society. They're not hurting people. They're not trying to shoot the president or whoever. They're writing lyrics
Yeah.
and they're taking it out on their instruments and getting this anger out. And I think that's really cool. It's a different way to do it.
People don't like it. People, that's why they'll hate you no matter what. And that's sad to say. People will hate on you no matter what. And you brought up a perfect point. When people have something to say that's political, especially when it comes to something being political, if you stand up for people that other people don't stand up for, it makes you a target, just like Miss Rachel. It makes you a target.
Of course, yeah.
Makes you a target. So
I want to come back to Miss Rachel in a second, but I did want
perfect.
to mention something else
Yeah.
about that. And there is, these young kids, I see a lot of adolescents that the adults who think that we can't let them listen to that because it's bad, they have to listen to, what we listen to or hymns or
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Mhm.
Who we think we're doing good by this. We've set up this world that is tormenting our children. They have no sense of role model.
There you go.
Like, who do you look to?
Yeah.
At this point in time, who do you look to as a role model? Because we can't look to our political leaders anymore. Most celebrity, I don't know, when you throw the word Epstein in,
Yeah.
I don't want my kids looking up to celebrities either.
It's everything. The reason they called our generations dumb and naive is because this stuff was happening.
I know.
And we didn't say anything about it. It's like, well, hell, man, at one point in time, it was cool to be with an older person. Like that was almost a rite of passage. It kind of never was looked at as, hey, you're a teenager, you shouldn't be with that 20-something-year-old. It was looked at as, how'd you get that 20-year-old? How did you get that?
Wow.
How'd you get? Oh, you just got to high school and you're dating a senior? You just got to high school and you're dating a senior? That was a rite of, like, those were things that you aspired to do. And then it's like, wait a minute. If you're a senior, like how old are you?
Well, there's that part.
You're
How
driving.
much-
Yeah.
Yeah, you're driving. How much experience have you
Have you
accumulated in
had?
4 years in
And
high
oh,
school?
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of Yeah.
But that used to be the thing. You go do that, and then this generation. I don't know if Me Too kicked it off. I don't know what kicked it off. I don't know if R. Kelly kicked. I don't know what kicked it off. The whole. No, y'all were weird. like all your shows,
Yeah.
weird. Disney, why did y'all let Disney do this? That's weird. It's like, oh, well, dadgum. We never.
And there's also, okay, so one of the things they had at the museum was a video that they were showing of Sinead O'Connor ripping the Pope's picture in half. And we all remember that. Well, if you're an old generation like we are, you remember this.
Yeah.
Because she said, fight the real enemy, and then tore his picture in half. And I think while everyone has a right to their opinion,
Yeah.
everyone does have a right to their opinion.
Yes.
And we have a right to religion.
Yep.
And there are a lot of people in this world who look to the Pope for that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't start a war like that because it's not the Pope's fault, nor is it the head of, I don't know, the Methodist Church fault or the head of the Jewish. It's not their, that's not who's causing these problems. And that needs to be, we need to get away from that because it's causing a hatred of religion in our society among young people.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't want to go in a church makes me feel bad, yucky, or I don't like that. And I'm like, no. It's the other people in society that are making you think the church is a bad place because it's not. And we've talked about this before on the show. It's a place to love that teaches love everyone and take care of each other and take care of strangers and all these, right? Like, don't murder people. That's not okay.
That's not okay.
Greed is not a good thing. We see what greed's doing in our society.
Yeah.
Lust is not okay. You can't cheat on the person that you're with, nor should you think about doing that, right? Like, no, there's nothing bad about any of that. But when you have celebrity like that, who's just like, here's your enemy, the Pope, no, that's not okay. Because
There's
it's
no
starting
context,
all of that. If you don't like the Catholic Church, don't belong to it.
Just that simple.
Walk away. You don't need to put it down.
That simple. Most of us don't even have all the facts.
This is true too. I found that.
Which hurts even more because you can have a feeling, but your feelings don't make it fact.
That's true. Fact versus feelings.
And so it doesn't make it fact. So yeah, we know that there's things that go on behind closed doors, but at the same time, we don't know the exact things that go down behind closed doors. We don't.
This is true.
And depending on who tells us a story, that's what we run with.
What's it's my favorite song in Hamilton. No one else is in the room where it happens. They're talking about making the sausage, but no one else is in the room where it happens.
Yeah.
I was like, yep, that's so true. No one else is ever in the rooms where it's happening.
Ever. And the people that are in the rooms, like, if you guys think that.
And they're not in the rooms either.
They're not in the rooms either. It's a different world. And I don't know if a lot of us are ready to actually be exposed to the stuff.
I think some of it I'd rather just not.
Why would you, in this newer generations, like, no, truth. Tell us. It's like.
You can know the truth without knowing the horrid details. Because I don't think some of this we wanted. I know enough to give me nightmares. I don't need to know the details.
I still haven't recovered from the Jared of Subway documentary.
I haven't seen that, but I've heard enough about it. What parts, you tell me?
I mean, hell. From the messages to the families, to him having his playtimes, him being invited to different schools, him asking to go to other schools. Yeah. And and I mean that documentary is nowhere near new. Nowhere near new.
Oh, you mean the ideas behind it?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Which I don't want to get. We don't have to talk about this again, but I just heard on the news not too long ago, they actually are in production of the second Michael Jackson movie to pick up where they left off. And I was like, well, it was obvious there had to be more because
you skipped out.
So we'll see what happens.
We'll see how much of that truth. Because I mean, at that point, like we said before, at that point, cameras were everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
These are no longer studio stories.
Right. Like you get to,
Yeah, these are no longer studio stories. So let's see what they do with all the stuff that we saw happen on camera.
And that being said,
yes,
it was so nice to see you.
I mean, he almost came back safe. I mean, I don't know if, I don't know, Doug. Dude, I don't know, man. Like,
this has nothing to do with the country I was in. This is all me. Okay, it is safe to go to Mexico. I'm telling people, it was a great experience.
But they couldn't have let you. You couldn't die out there. That's bad for business.
I still had to get up and walk. It's not like they brought me a gurney. They were like, "Come on, cowboy up." You got to get back to the van.
What's his name? Oh, Kevin and
Bruno will take care of you.
Made sure that you no, she's okay.
We were relating it to. By the end of it, was like, we don't talk about Bruno, and then it was Kevin.
Kevin, I don't. You have to check on that name. It's like, what was a Kevin doing out there? Like,
well, sure, because he barely spoke English, so it wasn't like.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe he just chose that name for.
Yeah, that was
when
that was
his
like
work Americans
name. That
on
was
board.
Work name.
Like they can say that. They can't say my given name.
I love it. I love it. Well, shout out to Kevin, aka Rodrigo.
Absolutely. While LB collapses on himself. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you later.
I don't think his name is Kevin.